Hi, I wanted to make a short video about the garden, a little garden tour. I live in California, Sacramento, and I am in zone 9B, which means that all the water that we get for the year falls between November, well, the last few days of October, and by May, that's pretty much it. I have clay soil, and so what that means is it becomes a marsh in the winter, and it's a dust bowl in the summer. We get extremely high temperatures in the hundreds plus for extended periods of time. And I lost a lot of... I've been here for more than 10 years, and a lot of my plants died, not because of heat, but because the ground got so soggy one year. We had floods and it was really, really wet. So I lost a lot of plants that just drowned. And I've been trying to improve drainage, and we are waiting for a big storm tomorrow, which should dump 2 inches at a time. And I'm hoping that what I did would be enough. But so, even though I've been here for 10 years and I've gardened from the beginning, it doesn't look... The plants are not very big because, like I said, I lost a lot of them to drowning. But I've been working a lot in the garden for the past 2 years, trying to improve the ground. So I wanted to show you how it looks like now, and then I'll do another video when we get this big storm. I know that this part will be a problem still. I've lost hollyhocks that I had for 8 years to drowning a couple of years ago. So these are new, and some of these actually receded from the ones I've lost, so I'm hoping they'll come back true to flower size and color, because they were really beautiful. But this spot is still a big problem. Right here I've been working on the dirt to make it try to make it not so soggy, but because of the path right here, the cement, it catches the water and retains it right here, so it has been a bit difficult. I'm still working on it, and we'll see. I'm a little nervous about this storm. We get a huge puddle right here, so I've put some gravel and sand. The apple tree is blooming. That tree is 3 years old, maybe 4. We get a lot of pink lady apples. And that's buckwheat planted under there for the bees. My garden is well, I was going to say primarily, but it's a mix of wildlife gardening with some food grown for us. I actually grow all the summer vegetables that we use, and most of winter vegetables too. So I've been redoing this entire area. The fence had fallen down in big storms. It was very old fence, so we built it back up, and now I want to do a kind of a little forest right here. This is a very, very hot spot in the summer. Actually, as soon as the sun is out, really, it just bakes. And we have this enormous tree, which is the neighbor's tree. It's a digger pine, and it drops these enormous pine cones. They are very dangerous, which is why you can see that we have had some branches cut off, because it was extending all the way past the round little garden in the middle right there. It was very dangerous. It's still very dangerous, but we do love the tree, and it shelters a lot of wildlife. We have a lot of squirrels, a lot of birds. So I'm really hesitant to ask the neighbor to cut it off. It would cost a fortune anyway. But you can see here, that's the size of pine cones that it drops. They are very heavy, spiky, and huge. So we do have to be careful when we are in this area. So before this, it was a vegetable garden, and you can see there are still remnants of it. We've got parsley and fennel. There are some strawberries, alpine strawberries. Oh, I can see one right there. Hey, Legolas. And right here, we've got a few fruit trees. We did not plant these. They came with the house. They are actually the reason I wanted this house. Well, the entire yard, really. But these are plums, and the tree is usually covered in them. Whether it's a good fruit year or not doesn't seem to matter. Some years are incredibly we have so many plums, but we love them. And that's the pear tree. Now that pear tree, I have friends who doubt my sanity because it's still there. Well, the reason it's still there is just because it's just beautiful, and it's gnarly, and I love the old bark, but it was very neglected. It has grown a lot since we came. We took care of it as much as we could, but it's just beautiful. The bees love the blossoms, but it gives us pears, but they are tiny. They don't seem to grow no matter what we do, but every year it looks better and better, so I don't want to get rid of it. And we have apricot trees. All the apricots, we have two trees, and they have a disease. They are very, very old. We are actually going to cut these down. I'm not even seeing any apricots this year, which is very disappointing. But it's just too diseased. And we have two fig trees. They give us two kinds of figs. We've got the purples, and we have the yellow-green figs too. This one is in a more shady area because of that huge tree over the chicken coop. We try to beat it back every year, but it goes very, very fast. But it's really nice for the chickens to have relief from the heat. And that is the main vegetable garden. I've got a lot of peas right here. We've been eating these for a couple of weeks already. And French sorrel, a lot of it. I'm going to have to get rid of some of the plants and give them away this year. It's taking too much room. We've got purple potted peas, which are beautiful. The flowers are amazing, and the bees love them. I do try to plant for the bees first, and the birds, and then us after, because we eat a wide variety of food and we can always find something that makes everybody happy. Shh. That's the neighbor's dog. That's Lucy. Hi, Lucy. And I've been harvesting this bed heavily. I had cabbage right there. I have horseradish coming up here. And this is mash. And it's going to seed now. We eat the mash in February. Got another kind of cabbage going right there. And the first 2 tomato plants have been planted. Potatoes, grapes going on the fence, with herbs coming up. That's poppy, bread poppy, and it's huge. It reseeded itself from last year. I can't wait to see all the blooms on there. It's going to be amazing. And I've got the usual winter vegetables, shallots, kale, lettuce, chard. I do like to put a lot of flowers in my salads, so I've got calendula, which I make salve with it too. I love these calendulas, they're so pretty. Pansies that I have in several colors. I've got some spinach. The arugula is flowering and going to seed. I love the flowers, but I'm going to have to cut it down because the rain is coming, and actually underneath there I've got some shallots trying to grow, so I really need to cut it back. I've got some garlic. And artichokes. Got several plants of those. And then beets and watermelon radish in the back, chervil, chives, onions, and that I don't know what that is. I am curious, so I'm letting it go, hoping to see the flowers or whatever it is that this plant does. It looks like it's a member of the potato family, but who knows? We'll see. Pansies, a little bit of a salad coming up there. Tarragon, borage, the blue flowers there. Onions, and and the bees love borage, so I let it reseed all over the garden, and I only remove it if it's bothering something. Okay, so I think my battery is dying, but I'll show you the rest of the garden in another video. It's too big to do in one time anyway. I've got the squirrel feeder right there. We have a deer. I give them some seeds a few times a week, and they try not to eat all the fruit in the garden and dig too much. Actually, I love the squirrels. They don't really bother me much. Sometimes they eat a bit more of a fair share, but not since I've been giving them seeds. So it's working well. That's another young bed. It even got mowed over by my father-in-law the first year I started to plant it. But I've been replanting. Hopefully the rain will leave this one unscathed too, because it's in a low spot. Hey you! More new beds over there in the shady spot. Lots of seedlings to plant out. I have a busy day today. I need to prepare for that storm, and that means a lot of things have to go in the dirt. So I hope you enjoyed the tour, and let me know if you have any questions. And if you have any tips on what to do for drainage on existing beds, meaning, you know, I don't want to have to dig it out and put rocks in it. But if you have any tips for me, please let me know. Bye.